The cheap states, Adelaide, Brisbane, Perth, have joined Sydney and Melbourne in the same mess. So let's just take a look at this state by state. On the screen, you're going to see a chart. Now, those blue bars are 2019-2020. The orange bars are now. 5 years ago, for example, in South Australia, a first-home buyer on 150k could reach or could afford about 75% of all homes. In Queensland and WA, it was around 60%. In Victoria, it was around 15%, and New South Wales was already bad at 5%. Fast forward to now, with incomes up to 180k, SA, Queensland, WA are all roughly down to just 25%. Victoria is down to 10%. New South Wales is still sitting at 5%, which basically means it's hit its pain ceiling. You've gone from having most of the map open to you to fighting over the last few patches of yellow. Now you might be thinking, yeah, Scott, okay, what about the 5% deposit scheme? Doesn't that help? The short answer is it helps a tiny group and pushes everyone else further back in line. Cotality, formerly CoreLogic, mapped where you can actually buy under the scheme's price caps. Here's the reality in plain English. Most homes under the cap are 30 to 40 kilometres from the CBD. That's 45 minutes to an hour each way. Units under the cap are mostly in investor-heavy pockets already bidding prices up. So yes, the scheme gets you in, but it often pushes you far from your job, your family, your lifestyle, your support network. You're not getting ahead, you're being pushed out to the edges. Okay, so this is a great environment. For property investors, people trying to build wealth through property, terrible environment. For society and the community in general, especially if you're trying to get your foot on that ladder, you don't already have parents and grandparents that have owned property. They haven't got equity or loans they can give you to help you get a foot into the market. You're literally trying to get into the market. So how do we get here? Well, basically, firstly, prices sprinted while wages have been jogging. Since 2020, New South Wales is up about 40%, Victoria 20%, Queensland and SA up around 80%, WA up around 75%. However, wages did not grow 40 to 80%, so prices have grown, but wages have not. In addition to that, affordable new builds have vanished. Where is the bottom rung of properties? The affordable rung of properties where people can have an opportunity to get onto the property ladder. It doesn't exist anymore. So for property investors, property insiders, if you're an investor, this data is basically flashing a giant sign. Entry-level stock is under intense pressure. The affordable quartile has already outperformed. Ray White expects this to keep going as more first-home buyers are pushed into the segment. So what does that mean? The best time to get in was yesterday, guys. The second best time is before the next wave of buyers jump in.